Hello everyone, my name is Savvy. I teach voice feminization as well as voice masculinization. Today there will be a workshop where we'll be working both on voice feminization, androgynization, and masculinization. All right. So first and foremost, I have to say, make sure that you have plenty of water to practice and rehydrate your voice. What else? You should also be wary to always listen to your body. Don't overexert your voice. Don't push when your voice is fatigued, or else it's going to start to hurt. All right. Other than that, do try to be careful not to do too much breathy sounds, as it will contribute to drying out your voice, thus making your voice more fatigued on the long run. Now, with that out of the way, very simple basics on how voice works. If you just give me an instant, didn't have time to load the slide, so it might take a bit of time. But we base ourselves on the PSF voice model, which stands for Power Source Filter. Very simply put, we have air in our lungs. We push that air up to our larynx, where the Adam's apple is. Within the Adam's apple, or within the larynx, you'll find little vocal folds which vibrate one against each other, and the airflow will then power that vibration, which then creates what we call the source sound. All right, and then that source sound will then resonate within that resonance chamber, which we call the mouth or the nose. We will call this the vocal tract, and I will refer to this as the resonance, but also as the vocal tract size, as resonance is kind of a easy term to describe the size of the vocal tract. Now, with that out of the way, I will get started as soon as now. So if I can have someone who wants to move upstage to feminize or masculinize your voice, please raise your hand or jump. If you are having a small avatar, I might have a hard time seeing. Yes, I see Matt K21. Do you want to come upstage? All right, come up. Let's go. Round of applause for Matt. All right, so you're the first person today. Welcome. Hope you don't get the stage fright. I certainly don't. So what is it that you are looking for in this little voice workshop?
All right, so I'm looking for voice feminization while also trying to keep my masculine voice, as I want to use both.
Okay, understandable. So you want to use both a feminine voice and a
masculine voice?
Is that what I understand?
Correct.
All right, awesome. Let's do that. So what we'll do is we'll be timing 10 minutes. Oh, wait, actually, what time do we have? 10, and then that would be enough. Okay, yeah. Let's do 10 minutes from now, and let's start. Okay, so your goal is to feminize your voice. First and foremost, you should know that you will not be losing your masculine voice as you feminize your voice. That depends on what use you make of those two. If you already use your mask voice in day-to-day life, no need to worry. You're still going to be using it a lot. And so no need to worry about that. But if you happen to make, let's say, your feminine voice your day-to-day life voice, right, then you might kind of lose some behaviors of the masculine voice that you might have forgotten. For example, if I switch back to mask voice,
then you'll hear that it's rather a soft voice instead of a buzzy voice. It's a rather melodical voice instead of being like a really monotonous kind of mask voice, you see?
And so some behaviors from my feminine voice now go onto my masculine voice when I try to reach it. I have to consciously think of the behaviors so that I can then match the proper mask voice that I want it to have. So no worries on that end, okay? You will not be losing your voice anytime soon. So now let's talk about how to get a feminine voice. I'm sure you've been to workshops before. I'm sure you've seen some resources online. How far into this are you? Complete beginner, or have you already tried some stuff out before?
I've been to a few classes, but I'd say I'm complete beginner.
Okay, cool. Are you familiar with the PSF Power Source Filter model?
Yeah, I've seen that talked about. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So, one of the things that we want to know is what has testosterone done to your voice, right? What does testosterone do to a person's voice? Well, testosterone makes the larynx drop, right? So the larynx, which is the level. I'm going to find a proper slide for this. Excuse me. You tell me when it's loaded on the board.
I see it.
All right, awesome. As you can see, a testosterone non-affected vocal tract will tend to be much smaller, whereas a testosterone-affected vocal tract will be a lot bigger. Okay? So that depends, even if you're AMAP, even if you're born with the XY chromosome, you still might have more or less of that more or less of that effect of testosterone on your voice. So what does testosterone do? It makes that whole space bigger, which means that the resonance
Chamber is a lot bigger, thus creating a much more hollow voice, right? It also makes your vocal folds much longer, which makes your voice a lot lower in pitch. And then the third thing it does is it makes the vocal folds thicker, which create a more boomy, more powerful voice.
All right. We want to revert 1, 2, 3 things back up to how your voice was prior to testosterone affecting it. It's only a behavioral change that we are achieving through sound exploration. Okay. So one of the things we want to do, and for that I will ask you to make sure that your microphone is set up properly. Let me look at my own settings. You want the noise suppression to be turned off. I believe, yes, noise suppression turned off. And the mic activation threshold, please put all the way to the left. Okay. It's fine for now to have your mic open. At least we can hear what you're saying. So why did I have you do this? We're going to be practicing with very, very quiet sounds. Sorry, I'm just centering a bit more. We're going to be practicing with very quiet sounds, such as whispers. Why? Because resonance we can hear easily in someone's voice, but not so easily. Voice is a bunch of layers. You have the layer of resonance. You have the layer of pitch. Right? And you have the layer of vocal weight. Either you have a really thin, soft sound, or you have a really buzzy, thick sound. Right? So we try to work resonance, or I should say vocal tract size, in a more confined, more controlled environments. And for this, we're going to be using some whispers. Whispers are basically going to give us a footprint of your resonance without having the vocal folds vibrate at the same time. Thus, you'll just get to hear the difference between a masculine whisper or a dark whisper and a feminine whisper or a bright whisper. So for example, if I whisper like this, it's more or less a feminine whisper. Okay? But if I
whisper like this, it's more or less a dark masculine whisper, right?
So you can already hear the gender of one's person within the whisper sounds. So why don't you go ahead and say, let's say, everyone loves kittens, so let's say the words pat that cat on a whisper. Kind of like this.
Pat that cat.
Try it out.
Pat that cat.
Awesome. Now we're just going to say the word pats.
Pat.
Okay?
Pat.
All right. Careful there. You had a whistle happening here. Exactly. Whisper. I'm sorry. I was just not expecting the freaking sound.
I'm sorry, my phone went off.
Best timing ever. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, you.
Okay. Okay. All right. We're here. So, what I want you to do is you want to take your hand and you want to gently place it against your neck. Kind of like your pointer finger right below where your chin is and your pinky finger right where your collarbone starts. And thus you can more or less feel your larynx, right? Your Adam's apple, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So when you speak, it moves around. When you swallow, it goes up. When you yawn,
It drops.
Okay, and oh, you heard it drop, but you also heard it go much darker. And so, just say pat for me normally, while you still have your fingers there. Like, with your normal voice, like pat or pat. Not sure where you are.
Pat.
Cool. Pat.
Pat.
Okay, cool. So from there, sorry. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna go back to that dark pat whisper. You're like Darth Vader, like.
Pat that cat.
Yeah, give it a try.
Pat that cat.
Okay, did that change compared to your other pat that you did? Was it lower? Was it higher?
I don't remember.
Try it again. It's okay.
All right.
Pat.
So
Pat.
pat, pat. It seemed like it's a little lower.
It's a little lower. Okay. So you might already have, by default, a resonance that's rather low. You might have a larynx that's rather low on average.
Like, I mean, that's kind of in line with how your voice sort of sounds like, okay?
So now, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the pat becomes brighter and brighter. Just like we do with pitches. La 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 la. This time we're going to do
Pat.
pat, pat, pat.
Pat.
Okay?
All right.
Want to give that a try? All right, so
Pat.
pat, pat.
Pat. Pat. Pat.
Awesome. Try to make your whispers quieter. You don't need to push too much air. I also want, by doing this, to avoid you any vocal fatigue. If you do pat, 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 you're going to dry out your vocals very quickly. So do prefer a whisper that's a bit lighter, a bit gentler. You still heard that? Yeah, okay. Try that.
Pat. Pat.
Very good. Let's try even higher. Pat, pat, pat.
Pat. Pat. Pat.
Awesome.
That made
no need
sense.
to go too high. There is some saliva mucus we don't really know. It's okay. No one has to know. Yes. Okay. So, pat. All right. With that pat sound, we're then trying to keep that position, right? Pat. You feel now how high your larynx is, right? Compared to the pat is much brighter,
Yes.
right? I want you to kind of try and think of that sound. Pat. Pause. Don't move anything. Then let it drop.
Oh, back to whatever you spoke before.
And then think back. What was the sound again? Pat, pat. Okay, how did it feel like again? Pa, 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 pa. Okay? And try to then jump back to it. I'm trying to kind of get you to build some muscle memory in relationship to having a higher larynx. So try it out for yourself. First, climb up. Oh no. I swear, it's probably because of the Zelda mystery sound, you know? No, I'm sorry. It's on me. So, okay. Now try this again.
Pat.
Pat,
Pat. Pat. Pat.
awesome. Now keep it and drop it. Okay. Now just speak to me and just say hello, hello. Yeah.
Oh, just a normal voice?
Okay. Yeah, just normal voice. And now try to jump back up it.
Pat. Pat.
All right. Now the fun things happens. Okay. So now you're gonna try to take that pat sound, hold just the ah part of pats, kind of like this. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Keep the whisper really gentle.
Oh.
And quiet. All right, awesome. What matters is not so much a whisper, but the position and how bright it sounds. You're just using the sound as a guide to know where you are. And now you bridge from that whisper to a full voice sound. So you're going to do... basically closing the vocal folds more and more. Give it a try. That was the right idea, but the pitch was just a little bit low.
So I mean, technically, you could be using a very bright voice at this pitch, but it might sound more androgynous in certain circumstances. Technically, you could, instead of doing
You could make it a bit softer, like, and then like you would have a really low femme voice, and that's not necessarily super beginner friendly. So try to match my pitch here. Or you can do it in mask voice if you want. Awesome. And from there, all right. With that memory of that pitch, let's go back to the sound we did before. And we're going to try to bridge into that but this time with a brighter resonance. And we should have all right, good. And now try to say ashes to ashes.
Ashes to ashes.
Okay, very good. So now you already got a brighter voice. Instead of having
Ashes to ashes.
you have ashes to ashes. Granted, it could be brighter, but this is where you kind of have to practice, try things out, try to keep your whisper as bright as possible. Make sure that when you bridge from the whisper, that you don't drop the brightness. For example, if you do this, then you are bridging, but you lost the resonance alongside the way. All right. So I wish I had more time to practice with you, but these are the basics. You already have quite a good control of your voice. I can hear like in the pitch, you match pitches very easily, resonance pretty similarly as well. So keep that up, and maybe I'll have you on stage another time.
All right, thank you.
All right. You take care. Bye-bye. Thank you. Applause for Matt. Right. Awesome. So, this time I will have someone interested in
Masculinizing their voices.
someone is interested in making their voice more masculine. You're scared, 6-ear macaque. All right, come up. The more scared, the better. Let's go. Applause for 6-ear. All right, welcome on stage. Hello.
Hi.
All right, sorry. Let us start our time. We got 10 minutes starting from now. All right. You come for what? Voice masculinization? Yes. All right, no more rhetorical questions. You heard what I said about testosterone and how it affects the voice, right? Now, let me ask you this really quickly. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but are you taking testosterone or considering to take testosterone?
No, I just want to try and mask my voice.
All right, cool stuff. So you want to masculinize the voice. Then you can see here testosterone does help a lot with all of these things. It can help getting
A bigger space to have a more hollow, more darker voice. And it helps with like making the pitch lower, and it helps with getting the voice a bit boomier, more heavy.
but perhaps testosterone has not yet or doesn't have affected your voice for reasons, and we still can achieve somewhat of a masculine result even without that. So to do this, we'll be exploring the very same exercise we worked on with Matt over there by using whispers, right? And kind of seeing where we can go. But before we do any of that, I want to know, have you already practiced masculinizing your voice before? Are you all new to this, or?
I tried masculinizing my voice through mimicry, so I tried using different characters, so like Darren Norris's voice, which is one of my favorite characters. So his voice is what I'm trying to aim for, but I have a sister who wanted to come here. I had a sister who wanted to come here, so basically we're trying to swap our like vocal pitches, but
You're trying to swap vocal pitches with your sister?
yeah.
That's very interesting.
My sister is transgender, so she's going from male to female, and I'm going from
Okay, yeah.
female to non-binary. So she
And
has
she's
the
not
voice
here
that I want,
today?
and unfortunately, no. She's the one which she's got my voice, and I got her voice.
Okay,
so it's
okay.
like-
Yeah, you gotta swap, 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 swap the voice. Yeah, you're right. I got you. Okay, so make sure that if she's not here today, to tell her all about what you learned in here today, and whatever I'm going to teach you today, you completely reverse it, right? And that will apply for her voice if she wants to feminize her voice. Okay.
Right.
So, with that said, let us start with your voice. So first of all, let's start and do a whisper. Why don't you say, just like before, pat that cat, just in a whisper. Anywhere you start is fine. It can be here, pat that cat. It can be here,
Pat that cat.
whatever you prefer. Oh yes, I should... Okay, I heard that this time. Just make sure really quickly that your audio is set up so that your no suppression is turned off and that the mic activation threshold is all the way to 0%.
I am technically fully on Quest, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
I
Shouldn't
don't
be.
think it should be a problem, but I think it's just like software noise suppression from VR chat, so you never know. Just to be safe. Just like say a very quiet hello, like. Did you even hear that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. That's the level of whispers I want to be able to hear. Give it a try. Try and say just a. Okay. Okay. Did you not find the settings?
I think something's
So
going on
it-
with my mic.
You are on Quest. You are using the Quest mic, I would assume. So you want to be just in the small menu, all right? Then just click on the audio there, and it should be right underneath your eyes. Whenever you speak, you should see the bar of the mic activation thresholds. I don't know if you open the big menu or the small menu by default, but...
It's fully off.
Okay, cool. Let's get started again. So, pat that cat. Pat that cat. Okay?
Pat that cat.
Awesome. Let's say just the word cat. Cat.
Cat.
All right. And now we're going to try and scale it down. Instead of saying cat, 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 we're going to want to do cat, cat, cat.
Cat. Cat. Cat.
Awesome. So that's already quite right. Dark. Cat, cat, cat. All right. Cat. If I was to carry over that whisper, cat, 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 I would already get quite a bit of masculinization in comparison to this, right? Let's see how dark you can go. Cat, 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 cat.
Cat. Cat. Cat. Cat.
Did you do the last one, or did it cut you off? Cat, cat, cat.
I did do the last one.
Okay, yeah, just didn't hear it. Okay, that's fine. How hard was the last one to do for you? Did it feel like straining, or did it feel easy enough?
Easy enough.
Cool. All right. So now we're going to go over the bridging method, just like we did very briefly with Matt. So let me just find really quickly. There you go. Take a look at the board, please. I guess I'll just choose a different color. Yeah. Okay, so what you can see on the board here is a drawing of vocal folds, or rather I should say 2 drawings of vocal folds. You can see we have the vocal folds here, the false vocal folds there, and the epiglottis, but you don't really need to care about that. Vocal folds is the only thing you want to care about. These are the white flaps, which are going to vibrate against each other to create your voice. And it can be super open, what we also call abducted, or it can be very closed, which we call adducted. If you want a little memo for abduction and adduction, think, abduction is when the aliens take the cows away from Earth, and when they're done probing the cows, they just abduct them back to Earth, okay? But now I want you to focus on the closure gradient. Our voices can have different states. If the vocal folds are fully open, then I speak with a whisper. If they are a bit more closed, then I have a breathy sound. If they're closed and vibrating against each other, then you get a balanced sound. If they're really closed, then you start to get like a creaky sound, right? And if they're completely closed, you get a glottal stop. So the voice just stops altogether. You've done a whisper with cat. Cat, 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 cat. So you have successfully brought your resonance down. You've successfully made your vocal tract much bigger, right? And thus, you only need to go into a balanced voice to close the vocal fold so that you can carry over that big size into, well, a big full voice. All right? So this is what I want to try. I want you to try and do this. But, sorry, it was cat. Yes. Cat. All right? Give that a try. All right, very good. Cut. Awesome. Can you say, ashes to ashes?
Ashes to ashes.
All right, awesome, great. So it went a little bit brighter here. We had a bit more darkness before, but we're getting super close to this. So I'm already hearing like quite a bit of masculinization in your voice. Now, let's see. How low can you go pitch-wise? Can you give me a slide from your highest pitch down to your lowest pitch? Kind of like, ah. And kind of stop at one pitch where you feel comfortable. Go ahead. You did it, but it didn't go through. Let me guess. Hello? Uh-oh.
I think they crashed.
Oh no. On the exercise. Okay. Maybe just a lag, let me see. How much time do we have left? Yeah, pretty over. Okay. I guess I'll have to call it there. I'm so sorry. No. Okay. Applause for here, macaque. Yay. It's okay. If you're looking at the VOD of this stream, you can always ask the questions in the TransVR Academy Discord or to me on my own Discord, Savvy Sav, just like above my head. But for now, I will be taking another person, please, someone who is interested in feminizing their voices. Please do raise your hand. Jump if you're really small. I see someone over there. It's always people on the left, people on the right are never interested. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of people. Okay. Okay. Let's go. About a flower. I think you're the first one I saw about a flower. So please come up stage. Come up. Thank you. Come up stage. Yay. Applauses. All right. So it's like 40 past the clock. All right. Where? Uh-oh. Are you okay?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I think everybody.
Did we get another crash?
Yeah, too many people.
I'm so sorry.
there are a
This
lot of
stage has to be. It
There are a
could
lot of
be
people
that.
around here.
Oh no.
Okay. Sorry, next person. I'm so sorry. Tree Walker. I think I saw you. Come up. Hope you don't crash. Cross your fingers. It's gonna be okay. No crashes. Good job.
I made it without crashing.
You made it. Okay. So, since we're a bit short on time, I will be giving you 7 minutes, okay? And starting now. All right. Welcome, Tree Walker. So you are interested in feminizing your voice, is that right?
Yeah.
Awesome. How beginner are you to all of this? Have you done any things before, prior?
One course on Thursday.
Okay, cool. So you already know about pitch, vocal tract size, resonance, and vocal weight. These are all terms you've heard before, right?
Somewhat.
Somewhat? Okay. Do you know what areas of your voice you want to work on per se? Do you already have an idea of what to work on? Or are you going in completely blind?
Mostly just blind.
Okay. So I'm already hearing quite a bit of feminization in your voice. So let's see. I'm gonna try and test your voice and see where it breaks. Please take a look at the board over there. You can see a few sentences, such as, very normal sentences, such as, "Oh, I forgot to take my hormones," or "Blowhigh is my favorite shark," normal sentences, right? So, can you go ahead and please read the first sentence? "Hello, good morning, how are you?"
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Awesome. You are a little bit laggy on my end, but what I heard is this. "Hello, good morning, how are you?" So it starts very feminine. It starts at high resonance, at a small vocal tract size, at a fairly high pitch. But as you keep saying the sentence, it trails down. So if you can take a look at the very right here, maybe the resolution is not too good for you, but you can see that we have different types of pitch behaviors. Some of them are a little bit more masculine, such as the downwards pitch vector. And that downwards pitch vector is kind of like, instead of saying, "I'll have a cup of coffee, please," you'll be saying, "I'll have a cup of coffee, please," right? And you have a feminine intonation, which could be a little bit more melodic, such as, "I'll have a cup of coffee, please," right? And then you have another one such as uptalk, which you can hear in the Valley Girl voices in different types of accents or situations. It's kind of like a question, like, "I'll have a cup of coffee, please," right? But that makes it sound more like a question. So I guess in that case, it's a little bit more up to interpretation what the sentence is about. So let's see. First off, let's warm up your voice a little bit. I want to kind of see what your range is like. Just like for the others, please make sure that your audio settings are set so that noise suppression is turned off, because I believe your mic is being suppressed when you are speaking, and certain sounds we do with voice might make or break your voice. So make sure noise suppression is turned off and the mic activation threshold is all the way to 0%, okay?
Alright, would that be found in VR chat settings or
just in the launchpad. I have no idea. It's VR chat settings. VR chat settings. Sorry. And you would want to go into audio, noise suppression off, and mic activation threshold off. Yeah? All good?
Yep, 0% noise suppression off.
All right. Can you say something like a very quiet hello, like hello? All right, works out for me. So let's go again and let's try to read the first sentence. Try again to read the first sentence. "Hello, good morning, how are you?"
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Okay. "Hello, good morning, how are you?" Okay. So you get the right gist. "Hello, good morning," but "hello, good morning," right? There's like a little drop here in pitch and maybe also in resonance. Okay, so try instead to do "hello, good morning." Ning. Try it again.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Okay, careful there. So I want you to pay attention to how your pitch evolves. Imagine it like a line, right? It's kind of like, "Hello, good morning. How are you?" Right? It kind of dips at the end every time. But see how I say it. "Hello, good morning. How are you?" I will kind of take the time to go up so that when I go down, I don't go super down, right? So I guess this is kind of built through pitch awareness and kind of making sure that you learn to hear how far down your pitch can go so that you kind of like set yourself a soft limit and don't drop too low in pitch. I have like a little pitch monitor here on my phone. It's really practical. Unfortunately, we don't have such a thing in VR, but I will say you can take a look at these. Oh, if it wants to switch, give me a second. All right. I don't know if the slide is loaded for you, but there's plenty of voice apps out there to monitor your pitch actively and kind of see where it can evolve to, either as it moves upwards or as it moves downwards. No matter what your goal is, I really recommend tracking your pitch. There's different apps. Nail the Pitch on iOS, voice tools on both iOS and Android, and Vocal Pitch Monitor on Android, which is the one I use the most. Singing Carrots on PC if you don't have access to your phone. These are all ways that you can practice. So just keep it somewhere in the back of your mind. Worst case scenario, it's going to be in the VOD, or you can ask questions in Discord for that. So now, since we're not going to have accessibility to the pitch monitor, you'll just have to trust your ears. So you can go ahead and even close your eyes. Don't fall over. I know it's very easy to fall over when you close your eyes. You can close your eyes and kind of try and listen for the pitch. Listen for my pitch here. Hello. Can you kind of visualize how that moves up like a mountain and goes back down at the end? You can do that, right? Cool. So when I say hello, it would be something like, hello. Oh no, it's the end. Okay, so something like, hello. Try to do that. Kind of like, raise the pitch and drop the pitch on the hello sound. Give it a try.
Hello.
Okay, so you did right. Hello. But then, oh, right? So let's try and do this. Match my pitch here. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Awesome. And from there, hello.
Hello.
Careful. Hello. Going a bit lower. Hello. Try to keep it a little bit higher on the end. Try it again.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Maybe if you try at a higher pitch. Match my pitch here. Hello. Ha, ah, ah, ah.
Hello. Ah, 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 ah.
Ah, ah, ah. Cool. Now you can try this. Hello.
Hello.
All right, careful. Hello. Just make sure that you go very, very slow. Hello. So you can stop yourself and kind of catch your behavior before you drop too low. Give it a try.
Hello.
Hello. See, it's still going too far down low. So what I really recommend is that you look at a pitch app that you can really look at the pitch actively. What I would recommend is if you are practicing with femme voices, I can maybe find something about pitch here. This would be a better slide to talk about this. Yes, okay. Do you take a look on the board? Can you see it? Awesome. So these are common socially gendered ranges. You can, of course, still sound masculine above F3.
Like, you can still sound like a guy at really high pitches.
And you can still sound quite feminine at pitches below E3. So these are just suggestions. You will, of course, find masculine voices above and feminine voices below. Although a feminine voice below F2 is definitely something that I haven't heard too much of. But generally speaking, try to keep your voice above E3, okay? So pitches are, as in music theory, described as C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, okay? So octaves go from C to B, okay? And yeah, you can kind of learn these, or say C to G, but music theory is weird. They kind of do C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. After G it comes A, so it kind of loops around there. Not on the C, so it's weird, but yeah, do try to keep it above E3 when you speak. And just generally, when you look at the software, you're going to see how much it trails down. Hello versus hello, right? Kind of like trying to trail down less will kind of keep your voice more in that feminine range, and will have you see less likelihoodness. No, likelihoodness, that's not a word. You will have less likeliness to achieve a voice where your pitch drops too far down and can kind of make your voice sound more masculine. That's kind of a double problem. You can technically have a femme voice that's at really low pitches, right? And I should have asked you what your voice goals were before. But you can still feminize low pitches. It's just a bit more difficult. Some certain pitches are just too low. I think your pitches you could have definitely feminized. So there is also the option of looking at brightening these pitches. But yeah. So do try in the first time to try and speak generally above E3. Your range is just too wide. You know, hello, good morning is just fine, but hello, good morning is a little bit too low on the end. So do try and record your voice and kind of see for yourself how this works out for you. Okay? Alright, so our time is already up, I'm afraid. So thank you for coming on stage, fighting against the stage fright, and yeah. I'll be catching you in another session, perhaps. Thank you, Tree Walker. Yeah. Thank you. All right, awesome. Now we have a little bit of time left, so I'll have another mask voice. Anyone interested in working on a mask voice? I see you. I can't read your name, but I see you, person with white ears and hair. It's Byron. Sorry. It's because there's like a white window behind you. Come up, come up.
No, it's okay.
Welcome, Byron. Welcome upstage.
Hello.
Yay.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a bit of stage fright, but it seems it's cool to be here. So
that's okay. Let's start 7 minutes from now. Go. Okay, so welcome, Byron, to this. You want to masculinize your voice. All right, awesome. You've probably been listening to what we did with Six Ear Macaque. I'm so sorry for the crash. I didn't know. You know, I'll try and answer some questions later. But yeah, you've already tried some things to masculinize your voice before, or are you completely beginner alien to this?
well, I've been watching before. I went to this for like the YouTube channel that you went, and also that's also from Fia that I know from you guys. And I've been trying to practice before this because I was really inspired how you guys do all this.
A roll of this draft, you mean? Okay, cool. So what you want to do is masculinize your voice then. You just want kind of you're not looking, you're just looking for like kind of like more voice freedom in general, or yeah, just
more likely that I can deal with my dysphoria and all that stuff, you know, those annoying.
Gotcha. I got you. All right, so you said you've been listening to some few things. Do you already have a voice in progress that you have worked on? Would you like to show it, or do you want to get started with the very basics and find it together?
Yeah, the very basics.
All right, let's do this.
I'm more used to using like female voices. Not really.
All right, cool.
So mask is a bit difficult.
I get you. Okay, so let's try and do some mask voices then. First of all, let's see, what's your lowest pitch? What lowest comfortable pitch that we can work with? Can you do a slide like, and see how low you can go comfortably?
Okay.
Right.
Wait.
Go for it.
I don't think I have my noise.
Oh yes, so
thing on.
noise suppression off and mic activation threshold turned all the way down.
Yes, okay.
All right. Awesome. Let's start. Match my pitch here. Ah.
Ah.
All right, let's try this now. Ah.
Ah.
Awesome. Ah.
Ah.
Awesome. Let's keep going.
It's difficult.
Ah.
Ah.
Nice. Ah.
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 Awesome. Ah.
Ah.
All right. Can you try and hold that pitch for a bit? Ah.
Ah.
Cool. Can you say hello, hello, hello?
Hello, hello, hello.
Okay. Well, have you started taking testosterone or not? Just quick question.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Let's see. Can we go even lower? Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Okay. Do you feel like that's starting to get to your limits, or like, are we good here? Hello, hello, hello.
Almost.
Okay, cool. So let's
Almost
stay
at
there.
my limit.
Cool. So let's stay there. Hello.
Hello.
All right, awesome. Cool. So now we're going to try and make your resonance drop as well as your pitch. So remember, we did that a few times. We do whispers. So try and hold an ah sound on a whisper, kind of like this. Okay, let's try this now. Awesome. And now remember, what did we do? Oh, like that was that pitch, I think. Oh, you went that low, really? Okay. So now let's try this from that dark sound you just did. Okay, and you're gonna try and bridge from the whisper to the full voice. Give that a try.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, I think, what's the pitch here? Oh. Okay, I think we went a bit below before that. Let's try again.
Oh.
Yes, you have it. Again?
Oh.
Awesome. Oh, can you say ashes to ashes?
Ashes to ashes.
Okay. If you said you were AFAB, I would not believe you if I heard just this. You know? Just say it, okay? That's crazy.
Oh, ashes to ashes.
Okay, now just with a little boost of resonance, just making that sound a bit darker. Do it again.
Oh.
Oh my god, okay. Can you say, hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Okay. Can we just compare really quickly? Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? just as a comparison so you see how far you've come, right?
Okay.
Do you want to try it?
Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you?
Just like that. Just that simple. There you go. That's it. Good job. You've made your voice more mask. So now there's one extra step that we can take. Oh no. Okay.
Oh.
The extra step I would suggest is now you've got
hello, how are you? Like a pretty dark sound and a pretty low pitch. You can still try and boost your voice to be even darker
by making the whispers even darker. You can try to
try and make your pitch even lower.
Try to challenge yourself to reach lower and lower pitches. But you could also try and make your voice a little bit more heavy. So from where you are,
hello, how are you? You could try to hello, how are you?
And try to get like a bit more beefiness into the voice. All right? So you can try to go a bit louder and see if you can push that voice even further. All right, really good job. That was amazing. All right, thank you, Byron, for coming on stage. Thank you. You were amazing. Yeah.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. Keep it up, and maybe I'll see you in another session. Take care.
Have a nice time.
Thank you. All right. How much time we got? All right. Do you have any questions from the Discord or the Twitch stream, or not? None at all. I don't want to hold the dear hosts of this event. So, no, nothing. No questions. Nope. No questions. All right. Perfect. We do have one question from Drew Kreiser. Please ask your question. What's your question about?
Is it fine if I, or is it fine that, like, if I, does it not matter how many times I've, like, I have, like, been up to, been, like, gotten up to, you know, just, like, exercise with you, more than once or twice, or, because, I'm just like worried I might be taking it away from others. If I do it like
you mean
too many times.
I believe we already worked together on stage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And your question is how to be on stage again?
Yeah, like I'm wondering if it's fine to be up on stage again.
Well, now no, since the event is about to end. I'm really just answering quick questions here. But maybe next time. I am trying to get people who've never been up on stage, first and foremost, because really they haven't been able to have any time. But I am on Discord. If you have any questions, my name above my head is the exact same as in my Discord name, Savvy Sav. So you can add me there on Discord. We can discuss some stuff about it if you want. And that goes for any of you, really. Otherwise, there's also the voice training channel, the Trans VR Academy Discord. If you haven't joined it, I recommend it. So yeah. Does that answer your question, Juke Reiser?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Mika, yes, please ask your questions. You did crash. I'm so sorry.
I did crash. To be honest, does my voice sound like no gender at all? Does it sound more monotone, or does it sound like it can go lower?
Okay, you asked a lot of questions in one. So you said,
question, but yes.
well, monotone and can it go lower? We've been interrupted mid-practice, unfortunately. So, monotone, as of right now, it's hard to say. I would say maybe like young masculine voice, I would say. It's quite melodical, I would say too. Like you said, like, is my voice monotone? Like more like, is my voice monotone? You know? And I think, well, that alone is not monotone. Monotone would be like, is my voice monotone? And you would sound like a robot. So we never are truly monotone. Perhaps you might want to try and explore pitch vectors such as this one, where you kind of go, instead of saying, do I sound monotone? You could try and say, do I sound monotone? You know, do I sound monotone? Where you drop most of the time to kind of mimic more of a masculine kind of pitch vector. Okay. But yeah, I don't know where we stopped. We stopped on pitch. I don't know what you remember before you crashed.
I think it was midway between when you wanted me to do
Cut. Can you try and say it? Cut. Cut. Pod that.
yeah, it was more like that. And
Yeah. Okay.
When I was younger, my teachers kept saying, "You have a really masculine voice for a girl." I'm not like, I am not a girl. Though.
Well, you know
But
what?
that was when I was
You're
smaller.
wrong, but you're right, but you're wrong. I like the masculine voice comment. I don't like the other comment. Don't say that again. Okay. I got you. But yeah, like, if you followed along with Viren coming up, you can very much see it together there, which is we try and find the lowest comfortable pitch. I did take the problem the other way around with you because I started first with the resonance with getting like a dark whisper, like and then I tried to have you bridge into a lower pitch. But with Viren, we did the other way around. You start with finding a low pitch. Maybe for you, you might start to find a low pitch at a higher resonance. So maybe something more like and then you might struggle to like hold it, and then you can try and bridge back into a more masculine sound from there. Okay. So yeah. To try to practice these things that was talked about. I hope that you might come up stage next time, and I hope you don't crash then. So yeah. that's I crashed too before I joined in today, so I don't know, it's a cursed VR chat day. What can I say? So yeah.
Would laughing work as well? Because every single time I actually laugh, I get a deeper laugh than I usually do.
Oh, okay, interesting. It's like you're saying, like,
I could technically force myself to laugh, but that wouldn't feel right. It wouldn't feel right to me. But when I generally laugh, it literally drops. Sorry, I just said
yeah.
It literally drops.
So like you're saying, instead of laughing like you're laughing like like that?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Well, you already got your goal laugh-wise. That's awesome, right?
I have the same issue.
Well, you're getting a femme laugh, even though you are still struggling to get your voice femme. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Funny. All right. So I don't want to hold up our host any longer. Do we have any other questions left? Or I'm going to answer one more question. Okay, there is someone jumping. Do you want to... Oh, 1B as well? Okay, 1B, do you have a question?
Okay, well, this one is from the Twitch.
Okay, hello, Twitch.
Wubs asks, would there be some way other than just awareness to prevent resonance and pitch from dropping when anxious?
When anxious? Oh my. That's super specific. When you're anxious. I mean, honestly, sometimes life just catches you off guard, so it's very hard to say. Honestly, I don't even know if I would be able to answer that question myself, but I would assume that with enough work and enough consistency, your anxious voice would eventually kind of be inspired by the voice you're working on currently. Watching resonance drop in an anxious situation, it's hard to say. I would say maybe try and do it in a more controlled environment. I know that before using my voice offline, before touching grass, basically, I was doing this on CSGO or on VR chat. Yeah, you girl started feminizing her voice on VR chat too, like, it was the days, right? But no, you should try and find places where you can first control. Go gradually work on places where anxiety is still manageable but controllable. You can't disconnect when you're IRL, but you can disconnect from a VR world whenever, so you can try and use your voice over there. Maybe in other video games, try to build up to less and less trans-friendly spaces, perhaps, that can get the anxiety gauge to move up quite quickly. And I would say, honestly, if you want to get your voice to not drop, you gotta set yourself in somewhat anxious situations, especially since your question was anxiety related. But yeah, I hope that answers it more or less. There is no solution directly, no magical solution. If you're anxious, it's going to be harder to focus on your voice, yes. But maybe you're also anxious because of your voice, so many factors, it's hard for me to answer that one. So my advice is try to build up confidence in controlled spaces until you move to spaces where you have less control, but you have worked to get your voice top notch in these situations by exposing yourself to them before. All right. And that would be about it. So, what time is it? Okay, 10 minutes past the clock. All right, so thank you everyone for joining in. I'm going to wrap it up here. Again, my name is Abby, of the head for what you're keeping it. I have a Discord server called Scientifically Augmented Voice, where you can learn many different things such as voice feminization,
Voice masculinization,
voice androgynization as well, or other stuff such as human beatboxing with sounds such as. If you want to learn any of that, you know. That's my Discord. Yeah, I'm just showing off what you can learn. Voice is very versatile. I have a Discord server here as well. Discord.gg, small db wr big qnv, and yeah. Or you can just message me directly on Discord at SavvySav. Thank you, everyone. I'll be catching you in the next workshop. Y'all take care.
Let's give it up.